Hello there, everyone. What's shaking? What's shaking, everyone? Not too much going on today. Watch some NFL football. Watch the Cowboys and Green Bay go to overtime. Game ending in a tie. Well, I didn't win. I had a bet on the Packers, but they didn't cover. But it was a good game, actually. At Skagley's, I was watching a sports bar, Canadian sports bar. Trailer Park. Hey, buddy. What's new? How's work? How's work going? Was watching NFL football with Americans today. We're watching it at a Canadian bar. It wasn't bad a game. I was hoping Green Bay would have won, but ended in a tie. Kind of sucks when you see a game just end in a tie, no winner. Trump has authorized full force to subdue rioters. There's no protest because, oh yeah, they're not going to hear too much of what's going on in America. I don't even know what's going on in America. I don't even follow news. Never mind, I don't even follow news in Canada. The only thing I follow when something gets my interest, like the digital ID in the UK, that caught my interest. The digital ID. Oh, that's in Canada too, my friend. That's why I left Canada. Like I was saying, I was making 100K plus a year, and I still felt poor, huh? Take that, you're making $100,000 a year, and you think you're still struggling. I come here in Vietnam. Lucky I spend $1,500 a month, and I live a good life here. But in Canada, no way I'd have that kind of life like that. I'd be struggling. That's the thing. Thing is, you got to make dollars, but if you take your dollars outside of North America or even UK or Australia, your life will go a lot farther. Yeah, most of Asia, even the ones they say are kind of expensive, like even Philippines, people say it's expensive, but still a lot cheaper than North America. Same thing with Thailand and places like that. Just depends how you live your lifestyle. Huh? If you're in the bars every damn night, of course you're gonna spend a lot of money. You're chasing girls and all that stuff. Money's gonna go through the roof. But that's the thing. It's just how you live your life, huh? Like where you live is pretty still pretty cheap compared to like northern states. Hello, hello, hello there. How you say your name? Is WI something 12? That's like here in Canada too, huh? This all that caught my mind, huh? Like just your average blue collar workers, huh? They work their ass off, and people just come here, open up a business, and they're just got money coming out of their ass. I'm not saying it's a wrong thing, Just people like us are too scared to take risks, like opening a business or something like that. It's just fear, and that's like most of like your normal Canadians, Americans. Yeah, it's like that. And some people just accept it. Just accept, just getting by is okay. They don't want to tell themselves they can do better. I just keep telling myself, no way I'm gonna go down that road and be poor. Even if I had to live in another country where I can be well off compared to Canada. And when people complain about other taking jobs, those are the jobs nobody else would do. Like I say in Canada, how many Canadians actually gonna go serve coffee at Tim Hortons or work at McDonald's? Well, if you can even get yourself $1,000 pension a month, or where you have $1,000 coming in every month, you can live abroad. Yeah, China is a very good country actually to live. Even though people say bad things about it, it's not a third world country. It's affordable, way affordable than anywhere in North America. Hello, Persian Empire Charlie, how you doing? Hello, hello. Yeah, that's the thing about accepting to live poor. If you accept that, of course you're gonna live poor. It's like people that are on welfare, huh? They accept that. They don't say enough's enough and go and find a better paying job. All people do is complain. No, it's far from a third world. It has better infrastructure than any Western country. Well, I've seen a lot of the infrastructure in China before. Those cities are fucking cool. You figure you're on ground level, but it's like 20 stories up somewhere. That's how some of the places are really cool at that, or even higher. It feels like you're on ground level, but if you get on there, you look down, it's like another 20 stories down. It's kind of cool. They got crazy infrastructure. Their train systems look like fucking airports. Right now, I'm in Vietnam. Vietnam. It's probably one of the best places where your dollar goes a long ways, and for value. That's the thing. More people are starting to think that way. More people are saying, "Where can I take my dollars to?" Because I'm not going to afford to retire in my own country. You see more and more of that, and even a lot of young people, they don't even want to do hard labor jobs. They're going online making their own money. Well, you get a lot for your for your Canadian dollars here. I only spend between $1,300 and $1,500 a month. It's like my whole pension covers what I'm semi-retired. Huh? I took one of my pensions early, and that covers all my bills in 1 month. And I still got like savings from money I made in the oil field. I know Vancouver is probably the most expensive place in Canada to live. It's the only place where houses cost millions. But the house is not actually worth millions, but it does cost millions of dollars. Well, the way I see how stuff are turning out, if you look at what they call the WEF, like they made these announcements 10 years ago, and a lot of the things are coming true now. They said you'll be happy, own nothing. It's pretty much what happened right now. Nobody can own anything, and they'll say you'll be happy about it. How many people can actually afford to own their own house? They still got to struggle and pay property taxes. I say Toronto. Isn't Toronto is like the second most expensive place in Canada after Vancouver? It's crazy like that. And what else? They said people will eat less meat because food's so expensive. Of course you're going to eat less meat if you can't afford to buy meat. And here's one. You guys remember me saying this. Wait till digital ID comes out. It's only a matter of time. To work, you will need digital ID. Nobody will be able to work without digital ID, and that's control. No, there's nowhere cheap in Canada anymore. There's not a place, not even like in Manitoba where they got nothing there. That's expensive too. Even like Winnipeg, it's a shithole city, and it's expensive. Everywhere in Canada is expensive. I don't think rent is anywhere cheap. I don't think you can find rent anywhere in Canada under $1,000, unless you live in like low income housing. Like the South in the United States is probably cheaper, way cheaper. But places like California and Florida, of course, they're going to be more expensive than Canada and the northern states. Like Portland area, anywhere around Portland, Oregon, Michigan, East Coast. But anything south is probably cost of living is probably cheaper there. It's just $1,000 to live in a shithole in Canada. That's where you start from. That's the start of rent. Hey, the great sky, how you doing? Yeah, I am part Nietzsche. Actually, I'm Métis. I don't know when the last time I seen rent for like $600 in Canada. This must have been like, oh my God, maybe late 90s. Somewhere in the 90s, last time I seen $600 rent. Saskatoon. I haven't been in Saskatoon in a long time. I remember I made a trip through there because I was going through Lloydminster one time. Yeah, it's crazy. It's getting expensive everywhere. And you know what's crazy? They're dividing people. They're using the people to divide against each other, not to like each other, to take your mind off the big picture. Holy shit! I've never seen $450 rent since like like early 90s. Since I was like 18 or 19. $1K. That's not even cheap. That's not cheap. And $1K gets you nothing. Before, remember when rent was like 700, 800? Oh, that's everywhere is that in Canada. You can't avoid having a Muslim neighborhood. They're all in your neighborhoods now. And that's the thing. Well, not all of them are bad. I got some good friends that are actually Muslim, but there is bad apples that come with it. But there is some good people. That's how it was here early 2000s. I remember one time I was at work at the, was it? I think it was Suncor, huh? I seen a couple black guys walking around, and I told my white friends there, huh? They're going to take over this place in about 5 years or more. No kidding, no, not even 5 years. It was like 2 years. They pretty much took over. They took over the area. They took over work too. That's crazy. But one thing, I don't know about the United States. This in Canada, Canadians like to complain and be entitled to everything. They don't go out there and try to work hard to get what they have. All they do is whine and cry, like I'm entitled to this. I'm entitled instead of working hard. Oh yeah, that's whole Canada. Even in Edmonton, there's like southern Edmonton is like it's like a city of East Indians. It don't matter. East Indians, no one ever likes them. What part of the world they are, they go everywhere and they just do it on to their own selves. They don't try to adapt to like the culture of any country. So that's why nobody really cares about them. Like other people, they try to adapt at least a little bit. There's always a way to make money, and people don't even try to do that. But they'll go, I'm hungry, I'm starving, I'm going to food banks. You don't even need a food bank. I never used a food bank my whole life. Uh, only reason, only time I ever been out of work it was because I didn't want to work. If I wanted to work, all I had to do was just make a couple phone calls. I would have a job. Oh yeah, they multiply like ants. That was the truth. It's kind of crazy how fast they fucking just come. They probably outnumber every other damn nationality together. If you put all the other nationalities together, like black people, Filipino, Muslims, they just outnumber them. Oh yeah, they're everywhere. Anything to do with clerks and all that stuff, they usually do those kind of jobs, huh? Like the low paying jobs, because nobody wants those. Like those jobs, I don't care because I know I'd never do one of the jobs anyway. I'm just honest. I wouldn't last a month at McDonald's or Starbucks or any kind of job like that. Give it to someone that put a better effort in me than I would. That's just the thing, huh? Yeah, once you start seeing them, couple here, couple there, they'll multiply fast. Hey Miguel, what are you doing? What are you doing? What's up? I think if I even tried to work at one of the places, would be lucky if I last a week. If I quit jobs that paid me 30, 40 bucks an hour, even more sometimes, imagine trying to work for a minimum wage job. I wouldn't last, maybe it wouldn't even last 2 days at a minimum wage job. That's the thing. That's why I don't say nothing to people that do those jobs. No, man, I'm in Vietnam, Vietnam right now, Miguel. Different time zone. I'm not in Canada right now. That's why I'm at night right now. Night for you. Daytime for me in Vietnam. Well, if you work at the casino, you can work your way up there, and actually make some really good coin. And it'd be like a salary job, pretty much, huh? You can move up the ladder, be a manager or something, and just have a sweet gig. That wouldn't be too bad a gig, actually. Even if you're like a manager at McDonald's, that would be a good gig too. They actually get paid pretty well compared to just workers. I'm glad I'm glad I've been in a union job for over 25 years. Yeah, Miguel, I'm actually in Vietnam right now, huh? Different time zones. It's probably night in Canada, but daytime in Vietnam. Yeah, it's not bad. You get some good gigs like that. Especially the tips, they can add up. Some tips you can make more than your wages. Especially at a casino, people tip a lot. You'd probably just make a killing, huh? Make $2,000 of tips in a week on a good week there sometimes, or at least a month anyway. Especially if it's busy season. Oh yeah, fucking there's crazy jobs like that. That's what I mean. People don't. They're too lazy to put the effort out there and go look for a real good job. They'll complain about Tim Hortons. They'll complain about foreigners working at Tim Hortons when they can be working at a better job. Like I don't call Tim Hortons a job. That's just somewhere you want to doing something until you get a better job. But people call it their career. That's for foreigners to work. But you sure get a lot of them Canadians crying about them working there, but they won't do the job themselves. It's kind of messed up with that. Yeah. Even you started from a bottom at the casino, you'll move up your way the ladder. But if you start at the bottom at a Tim Hortons, you're not going to move your way up. You won't be stuck at that bottom feeder job forever. At least you can move up in a casino job. Maybe the janitor when you first start there, but 10 years time you can be a manager. I remember when I first started trades, huh? This one was just a first year helper. I was making $14 an hour. Last year, I was making $52 an hour. That's after 25 years. Pretty insane, huh? Yeah, if you don't like your doing hard labor work after a while, get something. Yeah, get something like casino. A lot of places are still union jobs. If it's a union job, you'll still do pretty good. But if you want to really save money, I don't know, you guys have these, but in Canada, you can get a camp job in an isolated area, like where oil field workers work, somewhere like north of Alberta, like in Alberta, in BC. You stay there for free, and you're making your money. You don't have to pay for food. You don't have to pay for your room you stay at. Just bank your money. Oh, I'm an insulator by trade, huh? But I got away from that slowly. I started making money online, huh? But I still go work in trades for about like 4 months a year now. I do 3, 4 months a year. Then I come back to Asia. But I did work full time in the trades for a long time. I think I worked early 90s till last time I worked full time was 2013. From 2014 up, I worked 6 months here, 7 months there. All depends on how much I wanted to work. It's oil field, like I was saying, like camp job. That it's not easy for everybody to do. It's not meant for everyone. It's mentally tough. It's not the jobs that tough. It's being away from home for a long time. If you have family, it's gonna be really tough. There's times I'm away for months, huh? I can go up to a cam job. I'm there for like 3, 4 months. It's not an easy thing, but you make sure you make good money. That's why I was single and I didn't have kids for a long time, huh? Because I was always working all the time. Yeah. In the oil field, you're never gonna be happily married because sure your wife will like the money, but you'll be away too much, and eventually divorce happens. Happened to a lot of my friends, huh? It's crazy. I'm glad I never got married. I'd probably be divorced and lost half of everything. Yeah. Now I don't even want to work in the oil field that much. 3, 4 months a year, good enough. And come enjoy my life in Asia. I have a better life in Vietnam than I have in Canada. My money goes a lot farther. You don't even have to worry about how much money you spend a month. Anywhere in pretty much in Asia, 2,000 pretty good income per month. If you're making $2,000 with pensions and whatever, you're doing pretty damn good. Oh, I've been in oil field all my life. That's where I started, right from 18 years old. I've been in the oil field. I've been on pipelines, oil refineries, all kind of big sites, SAGD plants, refineries, upgraders. I just, I've been everywhere in the oil field. I traveled everywhere to work. Oh, probably about the same, I say, because North Dakota area has a lot of oil field. With New Orleans down there's a lot of refineries. California, Texas. I say you guys have more jobs generally, but we got more steady work. Like if you're in the oil field, you're working like all the time because we don't have as many as tradesmen as you guys do. That's a big difference here. Because if your trade has a shortage, you're always working. You'll always find a job. I remember before I was coming here to Vietnam, I went to pay my union dues, huh? And the lady at the office said, you sure you don't want another job? It's funny, huh? I'm trying not to work and she's trying to give me another job. It was hilarious. I think in the ground, we're only behind Venezuela in oil. We got the second most oil in the ground. Sure, Saudi Arabia and the United States had the most producing right now, but untouched, we got the second most. That's insane, especially like in Alberta here, just the oil sands alone. That has nothing even to do with like a natural gas or anything like that. Just up in oil tar sands. This kind of works weird, huh? We refine the bitumen, huh? We send it down to you guys, huh? You guys refine it and make gas and oil, and then you guys sell it back to us more. It's kind of messed up like that. We just have a few refineries in Canada. We have one or two in Alberta now. Oh yeah, we have like gold, diamonds, all that stuff, not even touched, and all kind of other minerals. We have so much minerals here. We should be like a superpower, but they're untouched. It's kind of crazy. We could do very well. We did very well at like early 2000s to about 2000 before COVID. We were making tons of money here. Back then, I didn't even know what to do with money. I was honest to God, I was clearing about $15,000 a month after taxes. That was in anywhere from 2003 to 2018. I was making so much money, I didn't even know what to do with it. Oh, I didn't know what the French government. They're always messed up in some way. Everybody just fight among each other in Canada. I don't know what the hell. People here are so stupid. Like in Canada, not in Vietnam. I'm not talking about Vietnam. I'm talking about Canada. All they do is complain, fight about any little stupid thing. They don't see what's really going on in the world. They just on the moment. They're like followers. They're like the sheep during COVID. But you should have seen Kovac here. Oh fuck! I just shook my head. People were so stupid at the time. Yeah, remember Kovac here? People were getting mad for people that were unvaccinated. Oh my god! I couldn't even believe how stupid people were. The bleed was a real thing. No one seen what was really going on. That's how stupid people are. Hate to say that about my own people, but they're not bright. They don't see what's going on anything. All they see, give me another jab. Give me another jab of whatever vaccine you have for COVID. And they get mad at you for not taking it. I'm not stupid. Put something in my fucking arm that I don't know what's going in it. That's the part. That's how stupid they are. I'd rather not work before putting something in my arm. But during COVID, I was in the Philippines for 9 months. I was kind of blessed not being in Canada. Yeah, things don't run very well here. Everybody follows what the liberals do. They they just con people in so easily. That's why when people say "Hey, we want to change government," that's why I never believe it, because they all go vote liberal at the end. I was in the Philippines, so I got lucky at the time. Even when I came back in Canada, I still never took it. Even they told me I had to give up my job, I said, "Go ahead, I go." And after they had no right to do that, and my union said they had to pay me back all those wages. And if we win, we still got another case against the big companies, big oil companies. If we win that, they're gonna owe me a lot of money. Well, like when they showed pictures of the prime minister again, it probably was just water in a fucking syringe. He probably never even took something real. That's how stupid people are. Oh, the prime minister took it. Oh, I'll stick this shit in my arm. I wonder how many people getting sick after taking that shot. I bet a lot of people, huh? And the next thing like that, when a digital ID comes out, oh my god, that's gonna be another thing for control. They'll tell you what you can buy, what you can't buy. They'll just freeze your account. UK is they put a law. They're passing. It's going to be a mandate in the UK for a digital ID. Oh my! I heard something about someone saying that. Like shit was sticking to their skin like metal. Yeah, I heard something like that. I remember hearing something crazy shit about that. What was going on? Well, I had a friend. They forced him to take a shot. Huh? He died from that shit. He died from the first shot he took. They threatened him with his job, and when he did take it, he never survived. That's the thing. You don't know. You don't know that could be your last damn day on earth when you take a shot. But I'm glad that's all over now. Really, it felt like a long time before we were going to get out of it. I felt like we were locked down in prison in Canada. I'm glad all those truckers took it for everybody else to get over that shit. When they had that protest in Ottawa, they put a lot online, like actually. Oh my god, I almost have this 40 minutes. One of my longest streams ever. Usually I don't like streaming more than 20 minutes. We'll see how much longer on this. I guess everybody's gone. I'm going to take off here now. Thank you everyone that watched and love the chat, and I'll see you guys again. And play safe.